Hello boys and girls, and welcome to my first process video for 2018. Yay! So I've had this video, I did this on New Year's Eve actually, and I've had this video ready to go. I think I've got about 4 videos ready to go now, but it's doing the voiceovers that seems to put me behind. Finding some quiet time to do these voiceovers seems to be, where I'm lacking, so we'll have to make that a goal for this year to get a little better with. So, diving straight in, as you can see, I had some sort of a background down. So when I'm playing in my art journal, sometimes I absolutely hate what's coming out. So I just flip the page and start again. And it then gives me a background, something to build on. In this case, I didn't like it at all. It was an experiment of some new mediums. Tried covering it with gesso, didn't work, so I just scrapped it. So it gave me a base of colour to start with, and then I picked some other colours, threw some paint down, and that's my background done. So yeah, always look at your work. If you don't like it, don't rip it up, don't throw it out, don't scrap it. Just, keep it in there for another day and cover it up if you don't like it. So I then went and got my newest favourite stencil. I love the Dilution stencils, and I've been looking for this one for a long time. It's called Diamond in the Rough. I have the small version of it, but I wanted the bigger version, and I finally got my hands on it, so I had to use it. And what I did is I laid it down and I used a wet one to rub off some of the paint, so then you can sort of see the design through. But what was happening is the paint was actually smearing through as well and mixing, which I was really happy with. So I got a really nice subtle design on the background. Cleaning off my stamps, which this is something I've been doing lately, because I find if I don't wipe them off straight away, they don't get cleaned. So I've been putting them on the opposite page if it's empty and rubbing them with a wet one. So then I'm getting sort of like a reverse print of it, and it's another page like to build on. So it's a very good technique to get some paint on a paper and get use out of your stencils. So now I'm going through, I really like the colour on colour look that you can get with these paints. So I got some smaller stencils, and I store my stencils in file folders. So I've got a 12x12 one for my bigger stencils and just an A4 one for my little ones. And I'm just going over, I'm using the same 2 colours, but I'm putting the green on the blue and the blue on the green. So it sort of gives me that tone on tone, and I love the way it looks. It's nice and subtle, but you can see that pattern there. And what I'd also done is I had gotten some of my favourite background stamps and just slapped them on the page as well. So what I'm doing now is using my black marble Dilution spray to just throw some splatters on the page. I love the look of splatters. They remind me of ink spots, and I just love throwing them around now and then. But I must do it a lot because I'm almost out of black. I really need to do a stock take of my inks and my paints and refill, because I know I'm out of a few of my favourites. I'm getting very close to the end and I can't run out. That can't happen. So I decided to do a border using my Dilution's stamp block. Is it a stamp block or a ruler? One or the other. It's the old Dilution's block, and it's great. It's got a wavy line on one side and a straight line on the other, and it's a decent size. Not like the new one. I can't wait to get my hands on the new one. It's a lot bigger and really cool. So I decided to do a wavy border. I hadn't put the paint all the way to the edges because I did want a bit of white space, and I wanted some of that part underneath as another layer, even though I didn't like it. It just didn't look finished. I don't know, I need to have things going off the page, or I've never done a black border like this before, so I thought, why not? I may as well do it. And I was inspired by some artwork I'd seen on Instagram as well, so I thought, why not? And again, cleaning my block on the other side, I'm using up the excess paint that is on my makeup sponge. I use makeup sponges to do a lot of my stenciling and my paint, just cheap makeup sponges that I grabbed from Kmart in packets of 10. I think I paid $2 for them. And just using up the excess paint, so I was just making some lines on the other side of the page. And as you can see, I might not use this page at all the way it is, or I might be able to make something with it, who knows. But while I've got the paint out and all the excess, I thought I'll just slap it on the page. It's always easier to start with something on a page than a blank page sometimes. So I'm just grabbing one of my artist big brush pens and just did another border, because I just didn't like the border. It looked a little weird that it went from the colour to the black. So I'm just drawing another border. I cut out all this fussy cutting because you didn't need to see that, and I was very indecisive about what I was going to do. I know I really wanted to use these curved curly things on the page somehow. So what happens is when I get some stamps, now these are Dylusion stamps, and when I want to use one, instead of just stamping one and cutting it out, I tend to stamp an entire page full. So another time when I don't really know what I'm going to use, I can go into my drawer of bits and pieces. It's my texture collage drawer, and I can just pull them out and cut them up and find something that I want to use. And that's exactly what I did. You might have seen the page earlier on, and it's just full of stamped images. And yeah, so I didn't really know what I was doing with this page. I made the background, and I really wanted to do something arty and just create for the sake of creating. I hadn't done an art journal page in a long time, and the last few that I have done, I was really unhappy with. I was just not feeling the art mojo, and I just wanted to, get back in, get some painty hands happening and have some fun. So I didn't really know what I was doing, what I was going to do with this page. I did my background and I thought, what am I going to use as a focal image? So I went through my drawer, found an old magazine, very indecisive about what girl to use. In the end, I found this one. I thought, okay, this will work. And then also found the page of pre-stamped images and thought, why not? We'll give it a go. So I cut up some things and arranged them on my page, and in the end I was really happy with the way it turned out. So I stuck it down. I use gel medium to stick my collage pieces down, and then I didn't like the way the arrows were sitting on her hair, and I'm not confident enough to try and blend with paint or anything like that. So I thought, what can I do to cover up this little overlap here? So I thought, let's just cut up a crown and stick it on. Why not? Not the best crown in the world. It's literally just some jagged cuts on some old paper that was under my mat, and yeah, done. I do draw a bit of a border around it just to make it stand out a bit more. That's what I love about art journaling. It doesn't have to be good or right or anyone else's opinion of what looks good. I liked it. I was happy with it, and I really love this page. It's been a long time since I've done a page that I have really enjoyed to do. So I'm hoping that my mojo is coming back. But I really like the way this page turned out. Now I know there are other people out there that use images like magazine images and things as focal images. I've never done it before, but I've really loved the idea behind it and the technique. So I really wanted to give it a go. So that's where I drew my inspiration from. I grabbed an old magazine, cut out an image, and went with it. I also just then went through my Dylusion's Snapchat stickers. They're little chit chat stickers, I think they're called. Back chat stickers, that's what they are. Because, Diane being Diane, yes, they're back chat stickers. They're just like tiny word stickers from the Dylusion range. And this one, I saw it and had to use it because I didn't ask to be a queen, but if the crown fits. So it was obviously very fitting. I didn't even pick this before I decided to put the crown on her head. It just sort of worked. So what I'm doing now is I decided to use some paint pens. Now, I'm really on a Dylusions kick at the moment. I love my Dylusions products. Diane is my queen. And I have had these paint pens forever, and I haven't used them yet. The coloured ones, the black and white ones I love, but the colour ones I haven't used yet. So I decided to go through, prime it up. Now, it's very important that you prime these properly. That can be the biggest dilemma people have with these. They don't prime them properly. And I'm also going to show you the next biggest dilemma that people have, because I did the biggest mistake that you do with paint pens. So when you prime them, you just give it a shake, hold it down, give it a shake, hold it down. You don't keep pumping it because that will ruin your tip. And it does take some time, but once it's primed, it's good to go. But, and this is what I did here, and I knew it as soon as I did it that I destroyed my pen. There's just no saving it. You must wait till your paint is dry. If you even put these in the tiniest bit of wet paint, it will ruin your paint pen, and I mean for good. There is no salvaging, and that's exactly what I did. And I knew it as soon as I'd done it. So I had a lot of paint built up in the nib from trying to salvage it, so I thought I'd just throw it around and make some splatters, and that was how I attempted to salvage my border. So I hope you enjoy my page. I really enjoyed making this, and I will definitely be back with more. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.